King Kai, and this is Kaiheart Radio. I know, whatever. This is where I just talk about Daggerheart news, things I'm excited to see, things I want to see, maybe sometimes homebrew, whatever I feel like doing. Today, I wanted to talk about the stuff going on at Gen Con. So there was, they had a panel, Darrington Press, at Gen Con with a bunch of announcements for what's coming next with Daggerheart, and there was a bunch of stuff that I'm not really excited about. I could really care less about. Like I know plushies was one of the things that we could have done without that announcement. That's more like a uh I don't know, like a Critical Role fan thing, which I am a Critical Role fan, but not like that kind of fan. I'm just gonna buy all the merch. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just it's not my thing. Um, but what other things they had going on? The types of free adventures. Um, they announced more in line with like the kind of cute stuff they've been leaning towards with a lot of things. I mean, there was I remember the birthday adventure was the Wish Thief, which was a magical tiara gets stolen from a princess at a birthday ceremony, and you got to go find out who the thief is, and then ends in a chase with the thief. It's I don't know. It's not my thing. But uh what was I excited about? It wasn't much I was excited about. I'm excited that they have a lot going on and that they're announcing uh so much because it looks like it's getting bigger, which is good for me because this is like my game system of choice right now. So if it's bigger, it's just more people for me to play with, you know. Uh, so I'm glad, even if it's not stuff that I'm into. I'm glad it's happening. The two major things, was they announced two tentpole projects per year, which can include settings, campaigns, expansions, adventures, and more. They added some details about that, and although some of them that they mentioned seem pretty cool, adventure anthologies and stuff like that. I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy all of it, but they didn't nothing stick in the memory, so there was nothing I got too excited about. But I am excited that that's happening because that's huge. That means they're in it. They're putting in a lot of investment to put out two major projects a year. What that's right up there with D&D. So um it's going to be standalone digital releases for sale, which is pretty cool. I hope they offer like some kind of print even for the just the digital releases cuz I like reading from the books. They're going to, like I said, they're going to keep that free digital adventure thing going. It says free digital pipeline, which will include adventures and side quests that hop genres, tiers, and styles of gameplay being launched for free on daggerheart.com. The next one was like a familiar creatures from a familiar find. I mean, I think it's going to be like that animal companion thing, which was not my thing, but it's cool they're doing it. And I will plunder all these releases whether I'm into them or not because I want to just see what they do with the rules. You know, it'll give me more examples of how the game is run. Speaking of that, there's going to be a lot of actual plays, a bunch of actual plays, which I would love if I had the time to watch them all. They're so long though. I'm I love the Age of Umbra actual plays, and I like seeing Zach the Bold on something. That's awesome because I follow Zach the Bold, and yeah, so it's cool they're doing all that stuff. Reign of Were Dragon actual play, uh, Acquisitions Inc. The other major thing, aside from the two Tumpo publications, was Foundry, because everybody's been screaming for that. Foundry being part of the whitelisted VTTs and having more support from Darrington Press, and now they're going to have it. Foundry has joined us as a digital partner for Daggerheart right there on their website. I wish it would help with. I wish they would have that for my people. Heart of Daggers. Maybe it's coming. I swore they said something about changes to the license coming in August, which hopefully that would make it easier for specifically what I want them to allow for Heart of Daggers is for me to access all my paid for third party content through the homebrew. So I don't have to keep copying stat blocks into it. Like it would be nice to just pull it up while I'm running a game. And Alchemy, I don't know where the excitement is about that. They mentioned it again. Alchemy VTT expanding their offer to Hope and Fear. I don't care. Alchemy is beautiful to look at, but it is not. Maybe I'm an idiot, but it didn't feel user friendly. It didn't. Finding your way around the thing, and I'm not the only. I see people mentioning their confusion using it, and I'm not the only one. And I think the whole point of all this is to make things easier, right? The game talks about low cognitive load and making it tactile to keep track of or to keep you engaged and keep track of what's going on. And I don't see that with Alchemy. I see something pretty looking and shiny and expensive because you got to buy the books on there. I don't know. I did it. I bought it and I played around with it, and I was upset that I wasted my money. And I don't understand the maybe it's Demiplane's deal with Roll20 that makes Demiplane the official nexus for Daggerheart, but features that they're taking months to produce or a year to produce. You see that on Hope and Fear in a couple weeks. They already have everything that Demiplane is working on. It's so annoying. I know that Demiplane has its own company with a bunch of other TTRPGs that it's working with, but literally the home brewing is not complicated. I don't know what goes on with the coding. I don't know. Maybe they're using old code. It's hard to find people. Like kind of what happened with D&D Beyond. It was kind of just hard to redo anything because it was just the code they built it with in the first place was obsolete. Now there's nobody ever works on it. They just had to tear it all down and build it up again, which maybe they have to do. I don't know. But they do have resources. They've got resources. They just need to allocate them wisely and know what the fans want. I don't think I'm alone in this. I think it's once you got a system like this that's easy to play with, it's easy to produce new shiny things for to get the players excited, like player options and stuff. But I think a lot more time should be spent in any aspect that makes the GM's life easier because that's who is going to make or break the game. The GM will make or break the game. You could have a great group of players, and if the GM is just doing horribly or having a hard time doing anything with this, then it's gonna break the game, and that could turn people off from Daggerheart altogether. The first time at Daggerheart, they're really excited to play. They have a GM who can't do it the way he envisions it because they're not making it easy on them. Like just make everything easy to produce homebrew and work with the mechanics of the system. Give GMs the nuts and bolts. I say this all the time to build how they want. Speaking of which, that's another thing they mentioned. All the little extra rules that came with all the campaign frames are going to be added. Wait. I'm thinking I'm mixing up announcements. I think that's announcement for Heart Attacks. Forget I even said that. But anyways, the only thing I'm really excited about. Ooh, here's one. One Shot Wonders teaming up with Daggerheart. Although I bought a One Shot Wonders book, and it was more of that cutesy kind of gameplay that I'm not a fan of. I'd have to look it over again, but I saw a few of them that were just silly. I don't know. I mean, right now specifically, I'm running Age of Umber, and that's turning out to be my vibe. I like that. What other am I excited about? Not really excited about much. Hope and Fear, like everyone else, really excited about that. I've looked at the PDF, and now that that's out, there's nothing else like big that I really want to see done. I just want to see it grow. I want to see when they start announcing that um they're making it easier for VTTs and third party creators to utilize like platforms to sell their stuff. Like I don't know how to explain it. I just want them to use. I want them to make Heart of Daggers do what I want with the homebrew thing. Make that possible, and that'll be exciting again. Other than that, I'm not really excited about anything. The only thing I'm excited about out of all these announcements is, well, I kind of knew that the two projects per year. I already knew it was going there. They're already completely invested. They saw the response for the core, and they saw the response for Hope and Fear. So it's like you kind of knew that they were going to pursue going big, and he did. I don't know what else. GM screen. Thank you. We need that, please. It looks pretty cool too. I'm glad they showed the GM screen, and it's pretty cool. That is very useful. I'll definitely buy that. An adversary deck to have the stat blocks at your fingertips. I'll buy that too. I'll buy that too. Although it's becoming useless because I've been using mostly uh homebrew adversaries now because I'm getting more comfortable with building like new abilities, and well, I'm finding that outside of damage, there's no real way to. Well, there is. You can make it OP or unbalanced, but I don't know if I really care if it's unbalanced with the way you handle death moves in Daggerheart, and it's really hard if you go by the battle points and everything, and it's hard to make it feel deadly to begin with. So I'm like kind of just like the game's intended. I focus on the narrative, and if an adversary is pretty deadly, oh well, it's within the ranges that they recommend. But I homebrew 'em. And plus I make a lot of glass cannons. I found out that when I want the fight to be really intense, just do more than that +2 for their damage. I'll up it to like +4, on the adversary. Make less adversaries and give the fewer adversaries way more damage. Keep the hit points the same so it doesn't drag out. But I will use some of their adversaries. I like some of the ones they came up with in Hope and Fear. Some of the solos are a lot more tougher, but which adds to some of the confusion because it was already confusion about balance. I just gave up on balance. I'm never gonna kind of bitch about that again because I'm getting the feel for it. You just gotta have a feel for it, like anything else. Like the more you play it, the easier it is to make it do what you want it to do. And I think that's it. Let me wrap it up. Don't care about the accessories, the fan stuff. We could have done without that announcement. It's not really exciting. Standalone digital releases. Oh, that's another one I didn't mention before we wrap it up. The Romantasy campaign frame. That's an experiment. I There's a market for it, but I don't really think it's that big. So we'll see. It's niche. Not romantasy. Romantasy's huge, but people that actually want to play that at the table, and it's already I don't know. Can you imagine going in with a group of people you're not so comfortable with and playing? I don't, I don't know if that one's gonna work for a lot of people. The romantic campaign. For me, there's people that are gonna love it, and there's groups it's gonna work for. But for the most part, I don't see that going anywhere. But hey, I could be wrong. What do I know? Now, really to wrap up, could have done without the accessories announcement. Not too excited about the romantic campaign frame. Free digital adventure pipeline. The tone of them so far, not really feeling, but I love getting more examples of what to do with the game. So keep that coming, and that's awesome. That's just free adventures. Let's go. The two tentpole projects per year, biggest announcement out of the whole thing. And I didn't mention before that despite that I didn't see my people up there with the VTT announcements, I am excited for Foundry. I they got a lot going on, and they gave it to the Foundry born developers to do it the way they want to do it. I guess they're involved in it as it should be. So good for them. Demiplane, get your stuff together. Seriously, keep up. I don't want to hear any reasons why you can't. Just do it. Should have that homebrew complete by now. Should have a whole host of tools. You're the official for Darrington Press. That wasn't supposed to be part of the wrap up, but that is emotional knee jerk reaction. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. See you next time. Oh wait. Oh, I can't. I'm not even doing cuts for these videos. I don't know who could possibly listen to me all day. There's there's gonna be some changes to my Discord, so I'll probably put videos with invitations to grow the community there. If anybody is interested in the stuff I'm interested in, you can come over there and be interested with other people. I'm also working on my own adventure, which I'm gonna put up on a couple different marketplaces, and it's being edited right now. And I think I have an artist picked out for it, but there's a video on Roll for Opinion that I do with that show I do with Gabby, that where we talk about some of the things that we want to do with that, and a dedicated campaign frame that we want to make inspired by that adventure. So if you're interested in that, check that out. If not, don't. All right, guys. See you later.